We start things off from the AP. A de-extinction company has hatched live chicks from artificial eggshell. How about that? A biotech company that aims to resurrect lost creatures said Tuesday it has hatched live chicks in an artificial environment, a development that was met with mixed reviews from scientists and critics of its de-extinction mission. 26 baby chicks, ranging from a few days to several months old, were born from a 3D printed lattice structure that mimics an eggshell, according to Colossal Biosciences. Colossal previously announced it had genetically engineered living animals to resemble extinct species, look like it says, including mice with long hair like the woolly mammoth and wolf pups that take after dire wolves. Now, you may remember this time last year we did do that. We did cover that. The return of the dire wolf, if you guys were not aware. So they are back to the de-extinction program yet again, as we see here on Sky News. The de-extinction firm Colossal, as we've learned, Biosciences hatched those live chickens, as we see here. There is one of them, and they use these little container devices here and put them inside. And we're going to go back and we're going to listen to a little of what they have to say here from the AP.
This is the world's first artificial egg system to create and grow birds completely without shells to term successfully, repeatably, and healthy.
Like, it's the first step in developing an actual artificial egg, but they're overselling their claims by saying it's an artificial egg. It's an artificial egg shell.
The purpose of this creation is to create a modular system to scale ex utero development of birds of any size, ranging from small birds and parrots to chickens to eventually things like the South Island giant moa, without the need of surrogates or a shell.
They might be able to use this technology to help them make a genetically modified bird, but that's just a genetically modified bird. It's not a moa. And it can't be a moa because the sort of hereditary ancestry that you need to be a moa is gone.
We try to parallel everything at Colossal and actually develop systems that we'll need later in the future today. So we didn't want to wait till we were ready to birth a giant moa. We actually wanted to start working on the engineering challenges for surrogacy and birth now. And this is a major step towards that progress.
It might be interesting from a kind of general kind of scientific research perspective, but these methods have been a long time coming, and I do think that we probably best focusing our funds on trying to preserve species that we already know that we need to protect now.
So they basically, obviously, the chickens are already in those eggs, as you saw there. So the eggs were already fertilized, and they just kind of removed them from that egg itself and put it into that artificial environment. So that's where they're doing their testing, I suppose, and their research. Because if we go over here to X, and we see here from Mario that in the tech notes here says the embryos were transferred from fertilized eggs laid by hens into 3D printed artificial shells. So they just essentially just took them out of the shell, as you saw in the video, and the system replaces only the shell, not the initial embryo or its development, of course, which is why the scientist guy was saying, they're not going to be able to bring back the moa itself because you need moas to bring back the moas, right? You might have certain genetic material and DNA and so forth, but you have to have a moa to have a moa, right? So I guess we kind of have the old chicken before the egg idea here. So let me know down in the comments section, what are your thoughts on this? What could scientists possibly learn from this de-extinction, as they call it, outside of the fact that they're just bringing these creatures from whatever they're doing from various other, I think, like, for example, with the dire wolf, they took like known wolves that are here today and some other type of canine that they were able to create these dire wolves with, but being able to create these from a lab, from like the cells and into the fully developed chicken or animal, obviously is where a lot of those challenges lie, and maybe even levels of deception as far as like what's actually happening, because what the science says and what they're actually doing are oftentimes two different things. But you let me know down in the comment section, what are your thoughts? You can stop by X and see what Mario had to say here and check that out. But yeah, as we did last year, we covered this on the dire wolves. I think Colossal was also there. Yep. in Colossal. So you let me know what your thoughts are down there below. And that's what I had for you guys this Friday.
All right, guys, so that's going to wrap it up for this Friday vlog. Thank you for the likes, the shares, and the comments. And I want to thank all you guys across New Tech, that's BitChute, Rumble, and Odyssey, for all your guys' continued support. Below this video, you can find the various social media links that I belong to, so avail yourselves to that, as well as my affiliate marketing links for Amazon if you order from Amazon frequently or are a Prime member. You can use my landing page link to watch your Prime videos, as well as place your orders, and of course your privacy is protected. And speaking of privacy being protected while you're online, my favorite VPN, virtual private network, TrustZone, is down there. No fuss, no bloat, gets you straight to what you want to do. But thank you guys so very much for your continued support. Appearing there on the screen, that's going to be the channel icon. You guys can click on that to subscribe, as well as to select notifications. That way you know when there's content here on the channel. And I'll see all you guys behind the Galaxy phone camera next week.